Conservative families in Southlake, Texas have successfully pushed back against critical race theory in their schools, winning a landslide victory in their local school board elections. But is it enough to simply hold the neo-Marxists at bay, or do conservative Americans need to be more proactive in influencing what is taught in our schools? Joining me now to help answer that question, we have the host of I'm Right here on the First TV, Mr. Jesse Kelly. Good to see you, buddy. What's going on?
Good to see you. I apologize to all the great listeners of Hold the Line for my camera shot today. We're having some technical difficulties, so you get the great me from my iPhone that's looking up my nose. I'm sorry.
It's good. Now people think you're actually 9 feet tall instead of 7, so that's the good news. But just we have a victory to celebrate here in a small scale, right? But Texas, 70-30, the school board of Southlake, which is a pretty nice suburb from what I understand, pretty upscale. They defeated the CRT commies, and it's a national news story. Mostly because I think, Jesse, they don't want other people to think that this is okay and that they should do this too, which is exactly why they should.
Yes, that's exactly right. And look, I don't want to downplay this. There's enough. You and I have to talk about enough bad news every day right now of things that are getting ruined and cultural institutions that are getting destroyed. So when we have a moment where we have a nice victory, we need to celebrate it because, like you just said, everybody needs to go do likewise. Parents out there, many parents, do not want their kids taught that America sucks. Critical race theory is a disgusting, communist, America-hating ideology that's taught now in churches, it's taught in schools, it's taught in the military, and you should aggressively go after it. Parents should absolutely run for school board, take over school board, and run this stuff out of your kids' lives, and it's poison.
I think what we've also seen is that the conservative mindset that I would say of the 90s and into the early 2000s of, this sort of leave me alone, I'll leave you alone, don't tread on me. They're treading on you. They're actually, wherever you are across the country, they are seeking you out to tread on every aspect of your freedom that they can. So to withdraw, I think the conservative mindset has had to have a shift in the last 5 or 10 years because we realize there is no place where you are safe from the leftist, whether it's CRT tyranny or just any of the stuff that we see now coming from these commies. So I believe it's the beginning of a change in the mentality.
I believe so too, and I think you just hit on, Buck, what in my opinion is the biggest mountain we have to climb on the right, which is a complete mindset change. Full disclosure, as you well know, I am a mind your own business guy. I don't even do celebrity gossip. Like I do not. I mind my own business. I expect you to mind your own business. I'm just out on all that. That is in general the attitude on the right. I just want to live and let live. That cannot be your attitude going forward. That live and let live attitude is fine when you're not facing people who want to destroy you. We right now have the left, they've taken over every cultural institution, and the left does not passively sit on power. The left uses power. They're coming after you with it. You are going to have to develop teeth and get comfortable being uncomfortable, or you're going to lose. The right has got to have teeth. And I see it to this day all over the place, Buck. I know you see it too with some of our friends in the pundit class, with some of our friends who are politicians. The second the right punches back in any way, they'll run out to the camera. I'm just really not comfortable with this. This isn't really the small government way to go. That is why we've lost the culture to the dirty, disgusting commies in less than 100 years, that exact kind of attitude. Right, if they're even presented with offense, it gives them the willies. That's got to change.
We have been lulled into a conservative mass somnambulance. We are sleepwalking through the destruction of the country because people believe, well, if I show good faith, the other side will show good faith in return. If I don't try to force their hand on different issues or things, and I just sit around talking about freedom, talking about how much I want freedom, but don't actually fight for freedom in any meaningful way, maybe they'll leave me to my own devices. I think we've seen, whether it's in academia, and I don't just mean universities, down to nursery school now, down to kindergarten, all throughout corporate America, and of course, the culture, Hollywood, social media giants, they're deciding right now to go all in, and we can either push back or we can let them steamroll us. I do not view there as being a third choice.
There's not a third choice, but I'll never get over this story. We had I think he was 11-year-old drag queen, a little boy dressed up in drag, not at some crazy college, not in some weird bar in New York City somewhere. On Good Morning America, we had a little boy dressed up in drag come out dancing for the crowd, and the host sat there clapping. And on Good Morning America, here in the United States of America, this culture has gotten so out of control so fast that you cannot possibly be passive, and they're not going to slow down or stop. People, I want everyone to understand, unless you're comfortable getting peace, then that dancing on Good Morning America, you don't want to know what that is 10 years from now. You don't want to know what that turns into. That's where we're going. The time is now. Make them feel pain or they're going to wreck